Hey guys, Rob here. I know I've sort of gone the way of Luke Skywalker and the Force Awakens marketing lately, but I just wanted to step up here right at the start of this episode and say a big thank you to everyone that has been listening to the Crooked Table podcast. I'm putting this episode out right before Thanksgiving, and I know it's been a little quiet lately on the podcast front, but I can assure you we are working on big things to come for Crooked Table. So keep listening. Thank you for doing so, and I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the Crooked Table podcast. This is Rob.
It's Freddy.
On this episode, we're going to share our reactions for the Captain America Civil War trailer, touch on Marvel's latest Netflix series, Jessica Jones, and discuss the new Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Anthony Mackie comedy, The Night Before. So packed show today. So pull up a chair. Let's get things started. Freddie, what's been going on with you? It's been a while.
I know, it has been a while. I've been busy with school and
business of life again.
Watching a lot of movies and TV shows, mainly TV shows.
As usual.
Yeah, as usual. I did a count, and I think I'm almost at 20.
Oh my god! Wow, that's intense.
TV shows. But, not watching every day. But TV shows, they on and off. I watch. So
do you watch? Okay, do you watch them on a weekly basis? Like, are they all in a DVR, or are you like, oh crap, I need to catch up on the most recent season of so and so, and then look it up and watch the whole season? Because I've been doing a lot more of the latter.
Both
with things.
It's both. Some of them I watch as they're on, and then some of them, it's a lot of them are probably like half the list is like Netflix shows.
Netflix stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Aziz Ansari one? I've heard good things about Aziz Ansari, the Master of None.
Yeah, I watched that.
I've heard that's really good.
It is really good. Yet. I hope they're going to do a second season, because it said the end at the end of it, but
Did they put a question mark or something?
No, it said like... I'm pretty sure they said the end at the end, and I was like, well... Why? I want a second season.
Yeah, that's sort of shooting yourself in the foot if you're going to try and...
and I think there was only 10 episodes for that. So it was like... But it was really, really good.
I like that Netflix series usually embrace the 10, 13 episodes, because I think TV shows in general work better that way, rather than we're going to stretch this out to 22 episodes and like half of them are going to be kind of pointless,
The thing with Master of None, since we're on the topic of that... I find it's one of my favorite of Aziz Ansari's bodies of work that he's ever done. Yeah. I like it better than his. He didn't have a big part. Oh, he had a big part on Parks and Rec, but it wasn't all about him.
Right. Supporting character.
And yeah. I don't like a lot of his comedic stuff. Like, some of it's funny, but then some of it just doesn't. It's just not as funny as a lot of other comedians.
Right.
And I feel like with this medium for him, as having his own show, it's perfect.
Well, because he has all the creative control, that kind of thing?
Yeah, because he has all the creative control. And it's very realistic. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of people can relate to it.
I heard that he actually has his own parents playing his parents on the show.
Yeah, he does, and they're hilarious, especially his dad. I mean, I wrote a lot of things. A lot of people feel the same way, that his dad is
like the breakout star of the show.
Breakout star. Yeah, he's one of the breakout stars.
And they're not even actors
show.
Or anything. He's just like, hey, mom and dad, I have this show. Come on,
his dad is just goofy and kind of like over the top. He's like one of those. He's like one of those dads that's like, oh, come on, man. It's like he's like trying to be like the cool dad.
Yeah.
So it was really, really funny to see that.
Is the show explicit? Like, is it something that they couldn't put on network TV, like language wise or any other content?
No, I don't really feel like there was anything that it wouldn't come across like negatively on TV. There wasn't a lot of like bad language. There was some sex, but it wasn't like showing, boobs and stuff like that. Yeah, there wasn't any nudity. Yeah. So I don't think, but it's just
Because I'm always curious with that.
Netflix is more patient with shows.
Yeah, I'm always curious with that because sometimes you think that this is on Netflix, like how like an HBO show, like you assume it's going to be more intense than something that would be on like NBC, like Game of Thrones, for example, and that kind of thing. But a lot of the Netflix shows that I have seen, we'll talk a little bit about Marvel a little later. Like I like Daredevil. I mean, that show's really not, except for a couple of scenes involving Kingpin's decapitation stuff and some of that. It's pretty much kind of tame. Like it could almost be on like CBS at like 9 o'clock.
I think it's perfect for Netflix because I feel like the viewership on Netflix is more loyal.
Yeah.
Than other channels on cable cable TV. I can see that. Because for instance, me as an example, I watch like half of my shows are from Netflix. I watch off the top of my head, I watch Orange, I watch BoJack Horseman, I watch now the Aziz Ansari show. Yeah. I watch I don't know, the Kimmy Schmidt show. I watch Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I'm gonna watch other, Marvel stuff. Right. There's a lot of shows that that Netflix puts out, and it's because Netflix,
well, it's because
it's all quality.
It's
television,
and it's because people that are, and even if it's not quality television, a lot of Netflix users will give it a chance because they're like, let's just sit home and watch, Netflix and chill is now a thing. Yeah. And they're like, let's watch Netflix and chill. I don't know. See what happens. So people will just fire up to Netflix and be like, that's up there? All right, let's check that out. And if they like it, they'll keep watching. So
have you seen The Beasts of No Nation?
No, I haven't. I heard it's freaking bummer, though, because of the subject matter.
Well, yeah, of course.
I have. I've been meaning
another
to.
Netflix original.
It's one of those. I know. Yeah.
It's one that I wanted to see. I wouldn't be surprised though if what's that guy's name?
Idris Elba?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets nominated. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, some people are speculating whether or not that movie will break through into the Oscar race in the way that Netflix TV shows are like nominated for Emmys, like as along with traditional network shows.
Because I haven't seen it, but the trailer,
right? I heard the kid that's in it is amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They didn't show too much.
Because he's the lead. It's like Idris Elba is in it, but he's not like the main focus.
I would hope that shows into the Oscars. Same thing. Speaking of Oscars, I saw the Will Smith. There's a film that Will Smith is doing. He does kind of like, I think it's like an African.
Oh yeah,
accent.
Concussion.
Yes.
Tell the truth.
I can see maybe that looks like Oscar-worthy performance.
It's an interesting topic because it looks to me, and I've only seen the trailer, but it looks to me like he's basically the doctor that discovered the concussions and that these athletes could basically have such head trauma that they could die from a head injury.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I can see. Just from the trailer, since we're going off things that we just saw the trailer of.
Right.
I can see him being up for an Oscar too. Maybe even has he won? Did he win?
No, he didn't. He lost. He should have. He should have.
I can see him winning though for an Oscar for that.
Yeah, maybe or at least nominated.
Or at least being nominated for it.
All the buzz right now is a lot of it centering on Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant because that movie seems so intense and.
Has that come out yet?
No, it comes out Christmas, I think.
Okay.
But that looks really interesting, and that's a follow up from the guy that did Birdman last year.
Oh, I see.
So we'll see what happens with that, but that's exciting. I'm a little disappointed since we're talking about Oscars that Steve Jobs basically crashed and burned at the box office. Nobody went to see it.
The thing is that there's just too many people making films about Steve Jobs.
Well, I mean, that's the second big one, I guess.
I know, but I feel like they're pounding Steve Jobs in your face. I guess. The Ashton Kutcher one. There was like a documentary about him, and then there was another movie. I feel like there's like 4 movies recently that have been made about Steve Jobs. So it didn't surprise me as much because it's just that there's just too many movies to watch.
Right.
So.
Well, we'll see what happens with
people
that.
Picked one and then they felt like they knew everything that they had, that
like,
there was to know about Steve Jobs.
I saw Ashton Kutcher. He's the real Steve Jobs. I'm like, okay, over Michael Fassbender, one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
I mean, they should have made that one first if they were gonna.
Well, I mean, it's different studios, so it's this projects come together the way they come together. But,
yeah, exactly.
But that was I like that film a lot, and I wrote a review of it and everything. I'm actually behind on my reviews for the site. I have a couple more I need to write up, including The Night Before, so that should be up sometime in the next couple of days. Maybe if you're listening to this, it's up. Go check crookedtable.com. But speaking of movies coming up and that we're excited about, so I literally just showed you the Captain America Civil War trailer like right before we hit record. Yeah. So what's your initial reaction?
Well, I wish I got a chance to watch it 10 more times because I felt like there was a lot that
It does go by really fast. I mean, right? It's such a fast pace.
As many Marvel trailers do, they go by really. They show like a lot of clips because they want to show you a lot of things at one time. And it's like, I feel like you have to speed it down like half the speed in order to see every little thing.
Which is why every entertainment site on the internet today is all like, oh, trailer breakdown, analysis, and all these high-res images. And that, there's probably so much that we didn't even notice. I'm like, oh my God, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I need to see it a lot more.
Yeah.
But just from seeing it, of course it looks great. As I'd already, anticipated for it. But it basically shows Steve Jobs going behind...
Steve Jobs?
I mean, not Steve.
Steve Jobs going behind... I want to see that one. Steve Jobs fighting Iron Man.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah, there you
go. He's basically trying to help his friend Bucky from getting taken by the government and killed. And so... he stands with his friend to fight off S.H.I.E.L.D., to fight off Iron Man, and so basically it splits into two different teams. Of course, War Machine, or the one with Don Cheadle, he's on Iron Man's side, and then we saw, I believe it was Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, I believe Falcon.
Yeah,
and Captain America, of course, is on Bucky Barnes' side.
And I think Widow is with Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah,
because they also want to build up that Hawkeye versus Black Widow dynamic too, which would be interesting to watch. And then I'm not sure. I think Vision might be. I forget where Vision is. Vision might be with Cap. I don't know. I didn't see him in the trailer. But that's going to be interesting to see the way it breaks down, and of course. We had a new addition show up here with Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. And that's an interesting... I don't know if he's going to choose sides or anything.
I think he's more like, you guys all need to stop because I'm pissed about what happened in Wakanda and all that stuff. And
Andy Serkis is going to be in it too, right?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Okay. I know he's going to be in Black Panther. But...
Yeah, he's going to be the main villain in that. I don't know, maybe a post-credit scene or something to set up the Black Panther movie.
I know Crossbones is going to be in it, of course.
It's interesting because they have to follow up with Winter Soldier, but they also have to follow up Age of Ultron, and there's so much that happened in both of those movies. And this looks like it's going to do a pretty good job of melding together all those storylines into one thing.
Yeah, there was one thing that I was hoping that they would maybe show like Daredevil or something. I was combine because they, of course, in all these shows they mention that the movies happened in their universe in the TV shows,
right?
But it would be cool to see the opposite way, where you see like Matt Murdock, or Daredevil in the background or something like that,
right?
And I heard through the grapevine, that in their contracts they can go in the movies, but there's no like special pay.
Well, I've heard that there's kind of a behind the scenes conflict going on between Marvel Studios that does the movies and Marvel Television, and they're like all like wanting to do things their own way and they're sort of butting heads. Hopefully, I think big picture they'll resolve that before Infinity War, because really, honestly, I don't need to see Daredevil show up everywhere, but if you have 2 movies to build up this storyline that you've been establishing for over a decade, that's your time to bring in Coulson and Daredevil and Jessica Jones everywhere, everybody from every
especially for Civil War, when
Guardians. If I don't see the Guardians and the Avengers standing next to each other facing Thanos, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, of course. I think that's a given.
All of it.
And if they have Nova in it too, or Captain Marvel.
Well, I mean, between now and then,
have any of those,
we're gonna get a lot more. We're gonna meet Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Black Panther.
Yeah. So I'm hoping though, at least for for Civil War especially though, because it's such a it's a big conflict between superheroes.
Yeah.
That, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe Daredevil won't show up because it seems like it's more a government thing.
It's very.
So all the ones that are very loyal to S.H.I.E.L.D. and the government, I feel like they're going to be on the side of Iron Man, of course, and on Captain. It's only going to be because Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, they're all like underground heroes.
They're the street
right
level
now.
heroes. Yeah, this is more big picture.
That's macro, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but once Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist get together to form the Defenders, that's a team. Maybe then
they'll show up in the movies.
Right.
Probably.
So I think the rate that those shows are coming out, I think Luke Cage is already filming, so we'll probably have it first half of next year, maybe.
Awesome.
These things should be ramping up, so by the time they get to Infinity War, we should have already seen the Defenders.
Yeah. But if you haven't checked out the trailer, hopefully you had after we've talked about it.
Well, we talked about it. I mean, we didn't. At this point, a lot of people. Yeah, okay, we did spoil it. But the final moments of that trailer are just so. And I like how they take this big scale, epic superhero versus superhero thing, and they really boil it down to the Captain America Iron Man relationship. With that whole where he's
seems like
the part where Captain America's like, I wouldn't do this if I didn't have any other choice. Like, Bucky, he's my friend, and then Iron Man, so was I. And like, what happened was I thought we were like fighting on the same team.
Well, it seems like Captain America steps a line because War Machine, he doesn't look like he's in great shape in the trailer.
Yeah,
he might be dead. We don't know what it is.
There's rumors. So. This might be a spoiler. So spoiler alert. But there's rumors. Well, I mean, I have not for the trailer. For rumors about what the movie might entail.
Oh, okay.
There's rumors on the internet that I've read about that Bucky was the one that killed Howard Stark, and that's gonna fuel Iron Man's sort of personal involvement in this.
I see.
The Winter Soldier, because remember they've established in earlier movies that Hydra took out Howard Stark at some point. I forget if it was Winter Soldier. Somewhere in there they sort of dropped that, like insinuate he was assassinated. So it would make sense if Winter Soldier was working for Hydra for decades, if he was behind that, and that would kind of fuel Iron Man to be like, okay, now I really need to stop this guy.
I believe Armin Zola is going to be in this too, right?
Oh, who knows? Maybe.
I believe that's I believe he's going to be in this movie. If I remember correctly,
a flashback or something.
He's going. Yeah. Well, he should still be alive. He should be like one of the last leaders of Hydra.
Well, he's had his TV. He was on a TV screen in Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, the Winter Soldier and Cap double teaming on Iron Man, that was pretty epic. And we haven't even seen Spider-Man yet. Forget about that.
And they showed like a clip of like Winter Soldier like grabbing his arc reactor and everything. It looked like maybe he's gonna rip it out. He might rip it out. This is
it's a good thing it's not in his chest anymore, and it's just on the suit. It's not like connected into him.
Yeah, exactly. So there's it's gonna be a good movie though.
Yeah, very exciting. So
I wish we saw Spider-Man though.
But it's also, and somebody then in a comment that I read on YouTube was like, oh, he's hanging out with Luke because there's all this stuff about where's Luke Skywalker in these Star Wars promos.
Yeah.
So it makes sense if Star Wars is keeping Luke out, that they do the same.
In the latest trailer though, I thought I saw him briefly.
Luke,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you have that shot where
he
has his hand on, or somebody has a metal hand on R2, so that might be him.
I thought but it looked like he was like in trouble though in the trailer.
Really?
Yeah, it looked like he was like I don't know. It looked like he was like in danger, and they just sort of showed like a brief clip. I thought it was him. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see when we go see the movie. But...
Well, yeah, exactly. What's your interest level for Star Wars? Because I know you're not nearly as into Star Wars as I am. But before we switch over to Jessica Jones, I was like,
I wasn't that excited for it because it just seems like they're trying to spark flames for something that the flame has died.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw the latest trailer and it actually looks really good. So
yeah, they're tapping into what made the original films, not the prequels, what made the original films really work.
Yeah, so it looks like it'll be a good watch.
Okay, good, because I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Obviously, being the huge Star Wars fan that I am. So that's coming up really fast.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make sure we do some kind of a podcast or something for that. So going ahead, staying with Marvel real fast. What did you think of Jessica Jones? I've only seen the first episode. I know I'm a terrible geek for that. But life finds a way, I guess, as Ian Malcolm once said. So what did you think of Jessica Jones since you've seen the whole thing already?
Without spoiling too much for you.
Yeah.
Amazing. I liked it a lot.
You liked it better than Daredevil? Or that? Because I ran a poll on Twitter earlier this week, and that's what somebody said. They tweeted to me. They're like, "Oh, they're totally different shows. Like Daredevil's all action. This is more of a character study." And I'm like, "Okay, fair enough."
Yeah, they're very different shows though. This one, it's more like a detective type of show.
Yeah.
The other one,
it's
like
very
they
film
said,
noir.
It's very action.
It's very film noir, and with the narration and everything, like right from the jump, it's all with the narration and her just like in the shadows and that kind of thing.
Yeah, she's like very damaged. And
photographing people while they're like having sex.
She's always drinking, and she has issues.
Yeah.
And, of course, because of Kilgrave, because of like her own past.
Right.
I think personally that Kilgrave is one of the best Marvel Universe villains to ever come out.
I wish
so far that ever been like on any of their movies
the Marvel cinematic
or TV
thing.
shows.
Yeah,
I would put it maybe like Kilgrave, Kingpin, Loki.
Yeah, I mean the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I don't know why, but the movie side of it is kind of lacking. I mean, even Ultron was a little bit of a disappointment.
You know what? It's just because they're so rushed in the movies.
I guess so.
And that's why
they rush things. So why do they pack them in with so many different things?
That's why I almost prefer TV Marvel than movie Marvel, because they are able to focus more on the characters and add more depth. As in, the movie Marvel is all about just theatrics.
Or setting up future movies. I mean, in the middle of Age of Ultron, there's like probably 3 or 4 different sequences where they're like, oh, remember, Thor's going to go do his thing. Come back for that. Oh, this guy's Black Panther. But, oh, come back for that. I'm like, why don't we just watch the movie we're watching now? That's what my issue with Age of Ultron is that it was basically a setup movie. There was no payoff. It was just like, this is all going to mean something at some point. I'm like, well, I want to mean something now because I'm sitting here watching it, you know? And with the TV show, I guess they have enough time to develop that gradually and tell the story as opposed to just being like, oh, this is all happening real fast. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. It's... I don't know. They go at different angles, and I prefer the television just because they're able to have more character chemistry. Yeah. And as I said, go into more character depth. Yeah. As in, like I've said about the movies, it's all about, action and not as much about character. I mean, you get it every once in a while, but of course,
they take on too much.
Especially since there's so many characters.
Well, I mean, Civil War has pretty much everybody minus Hulk, Thor, and Nick Fury, I think, in this one. Yeah, exactly. So it's hard to get into every single character and have like a character explanation and why they're doing this. What's their arc? You can they're there, they fight, they disappear. Yeah, because they're only they can only explain it maybe in like, oh, why are you doing this? And then they say it like maybe like one because
line.
Because it's right or something random.
Because of one line, because this. And then boom, that's it. That's their reasoning for the character. Right, that's their motivation. Yeah, exactly. What's their backstory? But as in for television, they can maybe do a flashback or maybe set it up to be like, oh, I see what you're doing there. You know what I mean? So that's why that's why I prefer television in general. Yeah. Like The Walking Dead and any chance you have to name drop The Walking Dead. Yeah, of course. Because you'll see more character development. Right. And that's what I like more than just zooming through everything. Thank you, audience. You have to assume a lot more with movies, like this is the reason why. Right. Yeah. Well, you just have to compress the story down.
But
in TV shows, you could also do those pauses.
Right. Well, the pilot of Jessica Jones, I mean, I think it did a really good job of setting up who she is, her backstory, at least how her connection with Luke Cage starts, and sort of setting up Kilgrave as like this menacing figure. Because you didn't even meet him.
He's also known as the Purple Man.
Right. Yeah.
Because his favorite color is purple. He's actually supposed to be purple in the comic books.
In the comic books, he's purple, but they don't do this on that show, or at least not until later on.
Maybe later.
Okay.
It's maybe slightly later.
Okay.
But
I do like all her little like freakouts where she's having a nightmare. It's like it gets dark and like this like somber purple light comes, which is like I get what you're doing. And I know that's the Purple Man.
You'll see why it's happening later. But also, you'll get into Luke Cage and get into his character, get into his backstory, and you'll have a character without ruining much for you. Get into a character development, and you'll also, it'll set it up perfectly for season 2. Also, the law firm. It's supposed to be owned by Rand's Iron Fist's family.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So that's supposed to be owned by his family, and the
one that Trinity runs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And
then
there's a lot of other.
She has her own little story too, where she's like cheating on, I guess, her wife. With her assistant or something.
And Trish is also supposed to be. She's in the comic books as well.
Is that her friend or her sister or what?
That's her sister friend sister.
Okay.
Well, you.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched it.
No, I've only seen the first one.
But she's also from the comic books, and she's supposed to be like this. Like her character is supposed to be Hellcat.
Oh, okay.
That's
interesting.
The character name. And there's one point where they hint at oh, you should be a superhero and name yourself Jewel. And she had like a costume. I don't know if you saw this from the first episode.
I don't know if it's there.
But she had like a little like crappy costume. And Jessica Jones was like, no, I don't want to wear that costume, and I don't want to be Jewel because that sounds like a stripper name or something like that. And doesn't
she call herself that in the comics?
In the comics, she does call herself Jewel at some point, and she has that costume.
Right.
So
that's funny.
So it was just like a cool homage back to it. And there's also like things where they name like editors in the show,
right,
or people that created. There's the people that created the comic books and did like drawings in the comic books. And then there's a picture of Stan Lee at some point in a police station.
That was in Daredevil, wasn't it? Did they have it in this too?
They had this in Jessica Jones too. There's a picture in the back of the police station of Stan Lee.
It's probably the same police station that Daredevil went to in that show.
Probably because they're all in Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. So, I don't want to ruin too much.
Well, yeah, please. I'm going to watch it.
So,
as soon as possible.
I try to say as much as I could without ruining it for you.
So clearly you're excited and you're like, bring on season 2. But based on what you've seen, are you more or less excited, or how do you feel about the Luke Cage getting his own show now that you've seen him on this show?
Of course I'm excited.
Does this show establish him as a compelling enough character to lead his own series?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping that maybe Jessica Jones will be in his show too.
Possibly, or maybe cool at least a couple episodes or something. I don't know. We'll see how they want to do it.
Well, I would like to think he's in his show. Maybe she'll be in his show, and
I like to think as they go on that there will be more crossovers and more, building up to the Defenders, because you can't have that show that the Defenders just start and they're like, boom, they're a team. It has to sort of build there organically, so that when that like mini series happens, it makes sense. Yeah, and then we're getting Punisher now.
And I'm hoping that maybe, since they're all in the same place, maybe they'll team up with Daredevil at some point. But that's all down the line stuff.
Right, exactly.
So. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I can't wait for I'm sure they're gonna have a second season because the reviews off of Jessica Jones.
The reviews are as strong, if not stronger, than Daredevil. Honestly.
I think they've actually been stronger because a lot of people love the Kilgrave character.
Yeah,
and you'll love him too once you see it. You'll see how complex he is, and you almost want to like him,
even though he's so evil.
Even though he's so like
because he's evil in a charming way.
So yeah, exactly.
Sort of like Loki's a little like that too. So that's
exactly.
good. The characters you love to hate type deal.
Yeah,
interesting.
He's very like charming and charismatic, and he does like the most fucked up shit. But at the same time, you almost there's a point where you almost like, oh, just keep him alive. He's not that bad. Just keep him, because you don't want him. You don't want him to die. You don't want him to go to jail. You want to see more of him.
Right.
So, yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
All right.
I'll have to watch some more of that very soon.
Oh yeah, it's a really good show. It only gets better, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, I basically scratched the surface. I mean, and then the pilot has that like last minute twist where you're like, oh, she saved the girl, and you think she's fine, and then you see her pull the gun. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I kind of knew that was gonna happen. Though.
I had a feeling something was gonna go wrong, but I didn't know what it was. Yeah. And then after her mind snaps back, she's like, oh my god, mom and dad. Oh.
Yeah.
But I like the show's like comic booky take on being like essentially a rape victim, and like that whole like the metaphor there I think is really strong and really and really powerful. Yeah. So right off the gate, it finds a way to emotionally connect with audiences rather than just being people in costumes flying around fighting people.
Yeah, and Daredevil was very good at that too. Going, into the
oh man, I want season 2 so bad. There were so many things they left hanging with Karen Page and like the whole all that stuff. And Elektra's coming in season 2. Oh man, we'll get there. Yeah, that'll be another podcast.
Punisher and everything. Is he gonna be the bad guy? Right? He's gonna be the bad guy.
Sort of, yeah. Basically, I mean, they're gonna fight.
Because
he's bad, but he's not bad. He kills people.
He's good, but he has different viewpoints.
Right. Exactly.
Than Daredevil, because Daredevil's very I don't want to kill anybody. And Punisher is like, well, I'll kill them because they're going to do bad stuff if you don't kill them.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting because next year is basically the year of superhero showdowns, because you got Batman fighting Superman, you got Iron Man fighting Captain America, and then you got Daredevil fighting Punisher.
I'm excited about Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, Deadpool also.
I don't want to go into like a big like...
Yeah, X-Men Apocalypse also next year, Suicide Squad, yeah, all that stuff.
I've been looking at the trailers and stuff, and they're really, really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the YouTube video, but
I heard about it, but
there's one where he like it was under Ryan Reynolds like own YouTube page, but he like interviews like little kids dressed up in X-Men costumes in like this playground. And he's in the character as Deadpool, and the costume as Deadpool, and it's just funny. Like he interviews them and stuff.
That's awesome.
And
it's nice to see him finally getting the chance to play a superhero that he can like really sink his teeth into. Because after playing in Blade Trinity, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and Green Lantern, it's like, holy shit, man, this guy can't catch a break.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna really kick off as Deadpool, because. Even if you watch I like the Red Band trailer. I do better.
Yeah, the Green Band is just like, I'm so turned on right now, or something at the end. I'm like, that's not as funny as I'm touching myself tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the action is a lot more gruesome and stuff. So it's gonna be good.
I'm excited.
I think it's gonna be good. All right. Well,
all right. The Night Before.
Yep.
Stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Anthony Mackie, who also plays Falcon in the Marvel movies. That's how it comes back.
He's doing very good for himself.
Yeah, he really is. He was also in Love the Coopers, which came out recently. I saw that.
Was he good in that?
I mean, he doesn't have that big a part in it, but yeah, he's kind of good in everything. And they star as three friends who've had this long-standing Christmas Eve tradition of basically going out, getting wasted, causing mischief and shenanigans because Joseph Gordon-Levitt's parents died when he was a kid. But I guess they established as a drunk driving incident or something. Or at least an auto accident of some kind.
I think it was an auto accident of some kind.
And this is like their tradition's coming to an end. Seth Rogen and his wife, who's played by the hilarious Jillian Bell. Everything she's in, I'm just like, okay, this girl's awesome.
Yeah. And
then Anthony Mackie is a famous athlete, football player. So this is their last hurrah, and they finally get tickets to this long-awaited party that they wanted to go to called the Nutcracker Ball.
Nutcracker Ball, yeah.
So, it comes from director Jonathan Levine, who worked with Gordon-Levitt and Rogen on 50/50. Can you believe that's the same director? It doesn't feel like the same director at all.
Interview.
No, not the interview.
No, he did. Someone else
did Warm Bodies, actually.
Someone did the interview though.
Well, they're saying because Seth Rogen and his like directing partner, they were involved like producing or writing or whatever. That kind of stuff.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, I like how they're like the people that brought you Neighbors, blah blah blah, and almost the interview.
Almost the interview, yeah.
That's funny. But no, it's the same director as 50/50 and Warm Bodies, and it totally feels like a different comic sensibility for him, which is interesting, which is a welcome surprise. But I mean, I really enjoyed the film. I haven't yet written my review, but I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5.
Is this Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen's second movie together?
Yeah, after 50/50, the same director. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they... I forgot that they were in that other movie.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that movie. And
it's a great movie.
I thought, like,
it's a lot heavier than this, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
I thought it was very interesting, though, how... like Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in this movie. I was like, oh wow, he's getting in the group of Seth Rogen and everything is just very unlikely for him to be there. But no, he's been in another movie with Seth Rogen before.
Right.
Anyways, so yeah, I was very.
So what did you think of the movie?
One. I liked it a lot, but there were a lot of things that were just done that didn't really seem like there was any closure.
Okay.
Or
for
any
example,
resolution.
Spoilers ahead.
For instance, the whole thing with the woman, with Anthony Mackie.
Oh, the Grinch woman. Or
yeah,
whatever.
she just showed up out of the blue there.
His story was unfortunately probably the thinnest, because spoilers again for anybody who hasn't seen the movie. You should go watch the movie before you listen.
So this whole podcast is a spoiler.
Yeah, basically spoilers ahead, or I should just title this episode spoilers. But basically, his whole thing is that he's using steroids and he doesn't want anybody to know about it and wants to impress other, like his teammates or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
To become more and more famous. That's pretty much basically his only story. There's not a whole lot of depth with that. So I guess they needed to give him something to do or someone to do. So they threw that lady in there. I don't know. That was really weird.
It was just they spent way too much time. It was like they needed a reason for both of them to get separated from Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, so pretty Joseph Gordon-Levitt could feel down on himself and to have that conflict.
Right, basically.
But it felt like it didn't really need to be there in the first place. The same thing with Seth Rogen. Like he all of a sudden he was like he got
his character was funny, but he also had essentially one joke that he played for 90 minutes where he's like, "I'm just really high and I'm freaking out about this." And like,
Yeah, exactly.
Although,
that was the funniest part about it.
Unfortunately, though, a lot of his best moments were spoiled in all the trailers.
Yeah.
The thing in the church, where he's like "Hallelujah" and things like that, and like in the limo, in the nativity, in the limo, being like, where Anthony Mackie's like, "You're only one of your eyes is working."
Yeah.
That kind of thing. They spoiled a lot of the material, which was unfortunate when I saw the movie.
Except when the video that he takes on his phone.
Oh my god, that was the best part. That was probably
But they didn't show that, of course.
No. Well, there's a lot of language.
There's a lot of language.
And the cameo that results from the phone switch.
Fuck you, baby! Fuck you!
Push it in a basket. Put it in a fucking river.
Yeah, exactly.
That was probably the funniest part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then, of course, him and Mindy Kaling get their phone switched, and like the cameo that was the culmination of that. Oh my god! I don't even want to spoil that. Even though I said spoilers, I don't even want to spoil that because it's so awesome.
Well, I just
It's
at least
fans of Seth Rogen should not be surprised. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But
that was actually one of my favorite parts.
That was pretty great. That was
when
pretty
he
great.
shows up.
That was pretty good
at the party.
The whole. I don't know. I liked the movie a lot. It had a lot of heart. There were a lot of things in it where I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? What is happening here? Michael Shannon as the mysterious Mr. Green, who ended up being an angel. I was waiting for something weird like that to happen though, because this is essentially a stoner movie, and that there's no logic in stoner movies. Like you pretty much can do whatever you want, which is why Miley Cyrus is there. Sure, she is. Whatever. And then this guy's an angel, but he throws a party, and then of course the narration twist at the end. It's Tracy Morgan as Santa, and the angel was working with Santa to like make Christmas, bring people together or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the kind of weird, crazy shit that happens in stoner movies.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Interview is still one of my favorites.
I like that.
Of Seth Rogen.
That's okay. I think The Night Before is probably a better movie than The Interview, but I I would see myself rewatching The Interview more than I would see myself rewatching The Night Before. Does that make sense? Like I think this is a better made movie, but I think The Interview is more entertaining just to watch randomly.
Why is the Night Before a better movie?
I don't know.
There's so many plot holes in the movie though. It's an entertaining movie. It's
a stoner movie though, so you gotta cut it slack.
I know,
it's like saying there's plot holes in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. I'm like, well, yeah, of course there are.
Well, yeah, I know, but they
ride a cheetah at one point.
I know, but there's like huge plot holes in this movie, and there's stuff that's written in that has no
bearing on
the real story. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't any real character development with
they all realized that they
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's whole issue, which was the whole founding of the whole the
Lizzie
plot.
Kaplan thing was interesting. I like that. With him and his ex-girlfriend, and then how that plays out. I thought that was good. I don't know. Yeah. I liked it, but it wasn't as funny as The Interview. I'll give you that.
And I don't think it was as well written either. I don't know. It's entertaining.
Right.
Like I said, I liked it, but it's not my favorite movie. A lot of it was ruined. A lot of the best parts were ruined by the trailers anyways.
Yeah, like I said, exactly.
So, I like The Interview because not all of the best parts were ruined by The Interview. And I don't know. I just think it was just a better plot, better story.
I quote
better
Dave Schuyler
just movie in general
on a regular basis.
It's one of those. It's like I don't know. It's like 40-Year-Old Virgin. I could watch it.
I don't know if it's that.
I'm not saying it's that grade.
Okay.
It's not that grade of comedy.
But I quote James Franco in The Interview all the time.
It's one that I can see all the time.
When he's like, "I'm Gollum and you're my precious."
Yeah.
All that stuff. He was the best part of that movie. He's like so manic and like his eyes are popping out of his head all the time. Yeah. You honey dicked him or whatever, that whole thing. That's a very quotable movie.
Yeah.
So I still don't have it yet because it's on Netflix. But as soon as it's not on Netflix or Black Friday,
what's the one that he says?
It comes on sale on Black. He hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, no, but he says like we look different or something like that.
Yeah.
But me and you, same, same, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. He says
he makes that movie work.
Yeah,
because he's just so crazy.
And I don't know. And Seth Rogen, I like him playing like the straight man, but he's good at the straight man because he's also funny.
Yeah.
But he's not like overly, because the other one has to be more funny. And of course, James Franco.
Well, whenever James Franco and Seth Rogen are in a movie together, Seth Rogen's usually the straight man. Did you notice that? Pineapple Express or This Is the End. Seth Rogen was a straight man to like 3 of the other guys, basically.
Because Seth Rogen, of course, he's funny.
But he's
on his own.
His performances are sort of... He plays sort of one kind of character, so he needs people to play off of. Because if he was just one lead in the movie by himself, that movie would probably get stale pretty fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because he has people to react to and things happening around him, from like, oh, what the hell, to freak out about. That's
well, really he's a good He's the best one to have reactions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like he's the reaction guy, and
he's so
the reaction
too.
guy is normally the straight laced one,
right? And he's so likable on screen. Like I know some people probably find him obnoxious or whatever, but I think I don't know. I go see movies specifically because Seth Rogen's in it a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because I think he's fun to watch on screen, and he has I like his sense of humor, and I have many of his movies here. But yeah, I don't know. And he surrounds himself with talented people like James Franco, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and people like that.
Yeah, I would love to see another one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt
and Seth Rogen.
But
again?
I would like to see one where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is actually like a funny character.
Yeah, he didn't really contribute many laughs to this movie.
No, he didn't really, and neither did Anthony Mackie. I felt like it was all
Seth Rogen just freaking out for 90 minutes.
Just freaking out for 90 minutes. Yeah. And there were like surprise funnies, but it was mostly just Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Carrying
the movie.
Oh my god,
that part where he has the sweater on and he like stabs the football player in the hand, and people are like, "Oh, did you crucify the Messiah?" Because that's what the football player's nickname is. I was like, "Oh my god!" It reminded me of that scene in Rat Race where they're like in Hitler's car and they got like the makeup here or whatever, and he ends up with the little with the black mark for the Hitler mustache, and he can't talk, so he's like, in front of a group of like Jewish people or something. I was like, oh my god, it's one of those things.
No, they were like
World War II veterans, something like that. Yeah.
They were like all veterans.
It's crazy.
He like he shot.
that was insane.
Yeah, that was really.
So funny. For The Night Before, our general consensus is good, not great. If not the best movie out right now. There's a lot of excellent films out. I haven't seen Creed, but I've heard it's amazing. But if people are looking for an R-rated comedy like this, it's kind of the only one out there right now. So.
Yeah,
check it out if you like Seth Rogen or Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That
go on Netflix, check out The Interview.
Or check out The Interview too.
I'm sure you
make it a double feature. Go watch Night Before and then watch The Interview, or vice versa, whatever.
I'm sure they've seen it already.
Netflix and chill, everybody. That's our advice.
Just watch Jessica Jones.
They probably blew through it in the first week like you did. Wait, did you watch it that whole weekend? Like by Sunday, were you done?
Yeah, I mean, I think I finished it Monday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. To be honest, though, at midnight, I did check to see if they would put it on. I was like, I'll see the first episode maybe if they put it on.
Did they have it at midnight?
No,
they were like 6 a.m. or something.
They probably do it the next morning.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed.
On a final note, Black Friday's coming up in a couple of days. I know that you and I both usually use that as a time to be like, Blu-rays and DVDs to flesh out my collection. Is there anything specific you're looking for? Or are you just really like, whatever's around, I'll pick up stuff?
Nothing specific, I don't think. Jurassic World, but that just came out.
Target's going to have it for $10. I'm already looking at some of
Oh,
the
really?
things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I'll probably get that.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up a bunch of stuff. We should do a post Black Friday recap and be like, this is all the shit we got, guys. It's exciting, isn't it?
If they care.
It's ours, not yours.
If they care. I don't know how much they care about it.
That's true, they might not. We'll discuss. We'll figure it out.
You gotta check out this Target deal. They had Jurassic Park for $10.
Well, you're probably gonna end up getting Terminator Genesis because you're like you and Arnold's mom are like the two people that actually enjoyed that movie.
I like that movie a lot.
I know you do, but you're one of the few people that really like. I love this movie.
I like it around the first one.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
With the first Terminator?
I like the first one better. The first one has,
I mean,
Terminator,
it's a classic.
Genesis is towards the bottom for me. I actually just wrote an article about this for one of the sites that I write for, and I ranked all 5 of them, and I put Genesis towards the bottom.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
Like more than the third one?
I put that above this one. I like Terminator 3 better. Yeah, well, we talked about this on another podcast.
I don't really understand that. Yeah, I like of course Terminator 2.
Well, naturally,
I would put Genesis second, and then I'd put Terminator, and then I'd put 3,
and then Salvation.
And then of course that one.
That's what I put below Terminator Genesis.
Well, I don't know. I thought it had. You didn't really seem like it made a lot. You didn't think it made a lot of sense, but the
second half kind of lost me. I was
sense.
just like, what the fuck is happening? This is a mess.
But all right, whatever.
All right.
All right. There's a game I want to play.
Okay.
And I'm springing this on you now. But it's called Name That
Bitch.
Name That AMC Top 100 Movie.
Okay. You are springing this on me now. I didn't even know what the heck you're doing.
Yeah. Based on the quote, famous quote of the movie, or these are actually the top 100 famous quotes.
Are we going through all 100?
No.
Okay.
I picked a select few.
Okay.
I'm going to read it to you, and then you have to tell me if you know the name of the movie.
Okay, do it.
All right?
I might not. Okay. But then you're going to make me look bad on the podcast.
And anyone listening on the podcast,
feel free to play at home and play ahead at home.
Yeah,
exactly. Play along.
Yeah, play along.
I can't speak.
Play along at home.
It's a bad start.
Okay. So I'll say it, and then most of them are pretty simple anyways.
Okay, hit it.
Here's Looking at You, Kid.
Casablanca.
Of course. Do you know the character name?
Rick. I forget his last name.
That's good.
It's
Blaine,
Humphrey Bogart.
But it's fine. Humphrey Bogart. I'm not going to do that for all of them.
Okay.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
That's Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
Rhett Butler?
A census taker once tried to test me.
Oh, God. It's one of my favorite movies.
I ate his liver with some fava beans.
Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Love that film.
Show me the money.
Stars. Oh, another one of my favorite movies. Jerry Maguire.
Well, of course. They're rightfully so. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Sunset Boulevard?
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
I haven't seen... Actually, that's one of my blind spots, actually. I haven't seen that one yet.
I'll have what she's having.
When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah.
I think that's Rob Reiner's mom in the scene that actually says that, the director's mom.
I'm walking here.
Oh, shit.
That's a tough one.
It's Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Midnight Cowboy or something?
Yeah.
Okay, wow, it took me a second. I knew because he's in a bunch of movies.
You know your movies.
That I haven't seen.
I couldn't do this.
From back in the day.
One morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
No, that one I have no idea.
I chose hard ones to try and
That's a tricky one.
Animal crackers.
Oh, nice.
Groucho Marx.
Oh, nice. The Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I try to add ones to like slip you up.
Yeah, good job. You slipped me up.
If you build it, he will come.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do
Dirty
I feel
Harry.
lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
Dirty Harry.
Yeah, of course.
Clint Eastwood.
A boy's best friend is his mother.
Another one of my favorite movies. Psycho.
Yeah, exactly. As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again.
Gandhi?
No.
I don't know. Didn't he starve himself at one point?
You started off like you were going to say it, but...
What is it? Gone within 60 seconds? I don't know.
Gone with something.
Is it Gone with the Wind again?
Yeah, it is.
How many of those you're putting?
Well, a lot of them are on the top 100 famous quotes.
I mean, that's also... You know what the crazy thing is? You know how we live in a world where number one movie of all time is Avatar and then like Titanic and stuff like that? Adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind is still the highest grossing movie of all time. Over Star Wars, James Cameron stuff, Marvel anything, James Bond, all that shit. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I still don't know what that type about Titanic is.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's good, but come on, really? That's not that good.
I like the Notebook more than I like Titanic.
Oh wow, that's serious. Yeah, that didn't make nearly as much money.
I've tried seeing the Titanic again. I could only watch it one time.
It's one of those one and done type of movies to me. Yeah.
I mean, there's people, particularly girls.
Well, that went to see it 700 times. That's why it made so much money.
Time. It's like 3.5 hours or something.
Yeah, it's too long.
And the extended version is even longer.
I will only devote that much time to a movie if it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Lord of the Rings gets a free pass. But anything else over 3 hours is it's going to be rough.
All right. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Wall Street.
Yeah. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. Yeah. You're right.
I was pausing not because I didn't know it, but because
nobody puts baby in a corner.
Dirty Dancing.
Yes. And this one.
Last one?
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I love Airplane so much.
I put that one last because I knew you'd like that one.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah. All right, you got all of them except Animal Crackers.
Yeah, well, that's the oldest movie on the list almost.
Yeah,
up there.
That's why I added one to slip you up.
Yeah, good job. It worked.
All right.
I think we're done for today.
Hopefully you guys got it as well. That's pretty much it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we're gonna come back with our encore segment, and then all right, that would be it.
All right. Yeah, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach me on Twitter at Crooked Table,
and mine is at Freddy with a Y _ Yaniz YANIZ.
Of course, you can read our articles at crookedtable.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, pretty much anywhere you want us to be, we're there. If not, send me a tweet and be like, why aren't you on Reddit? And I'll be like, all right, fine. And I'll make a Reddit account if it's really that important to you guys. So we'll be back at some point in the near future working on developing a better schedule for the podcast, as well as launching some video content on YouTube. So stay tuned for some of that.
Well, I have some fun games to do for the video content.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
It would only work if it was a video.
Well, there you go. That's a perfect opportunity for that.
So, audio stuff, I can only do quotes and stuff. But with video, I can do other stuff.
You can act it out. Act out the quotes.
Well, I'll do charades.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you want to see me do charades, go check us out on YouTube when we do our video.
Send Freddie some tweets being like, where are the charades, man?
All
right. And happy Thanksgiving, you guys. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Roll credits. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? What's up?
Hey.
Encore segment.
How's
it going? So, I was telling Freddie before we started recording, I watched the first season of Star Wars Rebels earlier this week. I guess that's why I hadn't watched Jessica Jones past the pilot episode. And it's actually a really good show. You wouldn't think so initially, because I was skeptical when I first heard about it, because it's on Disney XD, and it's like, oh, Disney XD, Star Wars Rebels. And it's like marketed to like 6-year-olds. But the show is actually way more mature than that. Of course, I mean, it's still a kid's show ultimately, but sort of like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which is the same creative team. It really does capture like the original spirit of Star Wars, like in the original trilogy, that sort of whiz bang fun adventure type of deal. And it's set after Episode 3, about 5 years before Episode 4. So it's about basically the beginnings of the rebellion and that kind of thing. And it's set through the main character is this 15-year-old boy who sort of stumbles onto this crew of people who, you know, run around smuggling or doing various tasks around the galaxy. Sort of, it's very that their dynamic and their ship is actually very Firefly-esque, in that they're a crew, but they're sort of a family and that whole type of deal. And it turns out that one of the main guy on the ship is a Jedi who's been in hiding. So he begins teaching this young character named Ezra to become a Jedi. Meanwhile, Darth Vader has set this Inquisitor to go and hunt down any remaining Jedi and sort of cleanse the galaxy of the last remnants of them once and for all. That kind of thing.
How many seasons are there?
They're only on season 2 now. That's why I was like, shit, I better jump on it. And now I'm of course I've rewatched all the Star Wars movies leading up to The Force Awakens. So now I'm like, all right, I need my Star Wars fix somewhere else now. So I'm watching Rebels, and I'm going to go back and catch up on Clone Wars. So I mean, it's really some things have happened a few times where I'm like, holy shit, that's kind of dark for a Disney show that's really geared towards children. But it's really enjoyable, really funny in some ways, but mostly has that same sort of that same tone of, you know, Saturday morning like adventure cinema type deal as the original trilogy. So I highly recommend it to any, you know, hardcore Star Wars fans or even casual Star Wars fans, especially those with young kids, because it is more or less suitable for children, and it really expounds on this canon storyline that's told in the films. Since Disney, when they bought Lucasfilm, Clone Wars and Rebels are the only TV shows that are really like canon, like fit with the movies, and they're officially recognized. So, you know, that's why I think it's definitely worth checking out. I'm actually writing an article for one of the sites I write about that. So yeah,
that's very cool.
Star Wars Rebels, check it out.
All right. Well, my on my thing for the Encore segment, probably a lot of you have heard about it before.
Not really much of an Encore.
It's a show called Friends, and I think that a lot of you...
Did you just look around the room because the Friends are somewhere over there?
I mean, I'm just kidding. That's not my Encore segment.
Seinfeld, it's pretty funny. Check it out.
It's a funny show. You should check it out. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a little known show called Friends. It's been on for 10 years.
What is that?
It's not that big of a deal in the sitcom world. I'm just kidding. There's a show called Hit Record on TV. Speaking of Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
JGL's thing, yeah.
You know, with The Night Before and everything. He has another side project, which is like this Hit Record thing. That it's all based online, where people work on projects together, and he puts this on television, of course, in this show. I believe he started with his brother, and
that could be us.
Yeah,
I'm not a famous actor or anything.
I'm not 100% about this, but I think his brother died.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And that's why he says why he says something at the end of every single show, and I think it's something it's something that's said at the end of the show, or something that his brother used to say to him, or something like that. Yeah, but so it's you know, that part's sad, but
right.
It's actually it's a very cultural show, I guess you could say. It's very artsy. And creative.
Is it about because making short films, or what are the?
Because there's a lot of creative people online that get with these projects, and so either they're musicians or art, like you know, they know how to draw, paint, sing, whatever.
Yeah.
They go and they do projects, and it's all based. Each episode is a theme, so it'll take the theme and that'll be like different projects that relate to that theme. So there's one, for instance, where it's all like video shot, and then artists like hand painted over the video, and then like people do songs and match it to the words and everything. It'll be, so it's really I suggest you check it out. It's very it's really awesome. It's fun to watch.
Cool. Where can people find that?
Netflix.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's
where you find all your stuff. I think there's a season 2 probably coming out. They only have one season on Netflix, so I think season 2 is coming out soon on TV as well. So
very good. There you go.
Check
Star Wars Rebels, and hit record.
Yeah.
So next time you listen to the next episode of this, that's your assignment.
It's also you also get to see how talented Joseph Gordon-Levitt really is as well, and you see how like well versed he is, and especially in as being a musician as well.
Oh, the musician part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very interesting to see, and yeah.
Very cool.
On to you.
Go. All right, so that concludes this episode of the Crooked Table Podcast. We'll catch you next time.
This has been a production of crookedtable.com. All rights reserved.
CR double L K E D.